I didn't realize that teaching them was going to just heal this deep part of me that maybe I didn't even realize needed healing. But hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kayla, and I'm a homeschool mom of 5. I'm a doula, and I just come on here to share. So today I wanted to do a whole video on things I did not expect before I decided to homeschool. So when I decided to homeschool, so some of these are funny and some are serious, but things that I did not expect, I don't know if you can really expect. You don't really know what all it entails. You just make the decision like, okay, I'm gonna homeschool. I'm gonna teach my kids, and it seems kind of simple, but there's just so many things that I've learned. But anyways, I'm just gonna name 5 things that I didn't expect before I decided to homeschool. So the first one's kind of silly, but I did not expect gas to be such a big part of our homeschool. What I mean is, so kids already, like if you have any children, conversations about tooting or whatever, or like, that it's normal. Yeah, I get that. But when I'm trying to teach a new subject, or we're reading our Bible together, or everybody's just sitting around quietly doing their math, somebody is always tooting. Somebody is always passing gas, burping, whatever. Not really the burping, because I'm like, guys, that's rude. But here's the thing. Once you start getting to a certain age, I remember in public school, when I started getting to a certain age, I started becoming really like ashamed of my gas. I feel like it happens pretty early on for girls, and then, maybe not as early or maybe ever for boys. Some boys, I have 2 sons. One of them, he has shame when it comes to gas, but the other one is just free for all. But at home, there's no shame. You're comfortable. You're around your family and everything. So it's just always gas, always laughing, always tooting. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I might be a middle school boy inside, but it's funny to me. So sometimes it is very hard for me to get them to lock into whatever we're doing, because I'm also laughing at the noises that are happening. So anyways, that's silly, but I didn't expect that every single day would be just full of gas and laughing about gas. The next thing is, I did not expect how young, conversations about health would come up. So what I mean is menstrual cycles. So my 9-year-old son, he already knows more about menstrual cycles than most grown men do, because you're together all the time, and they are with me at the grocery store when I'm buying things for my cycle, or whatever. Like, it just comes up. And then with me, my oldest being a girl, conversations, and we're just very open. I have open conversations with all my kids about health, and also this includes, like, we talk about food and ingredients a lot, and just all of that. But so a funny story is, we were sitting at the dinner table a couple of weeks ago, and I don't even know how the conversation came up, but I'm like, we're just a very open family. My daughter made some mention about, are you about to start your menstrual cycle? And I was like, actually, I just finished my menstrual cycle, and and my son, my 9-year-old son, he doesn't, there's no shame, like, they don't know not to talk about stuff like that. They know not to talk about stuff like that in front of other people, or like in public, but in our family, like, we have very open conversations. So he was like, does that mean your egg's about to drop and you could get pregnant? My kids want me to have more kids. So they're always like, Mom, please have another kid. They're like begging me all the time, specifically twins. They want me to have twins. But he was like, oh, that means your egg's about to drop so you can get pregnant. And I was just cracking up, because I'm like, I mean, he's right. Like, but so anyways, the amount that we talk about, like, just real life stuff, I don't know. Anyways, my kids are very prepared for the future, whether being, anyways, don't need to go into all of that. So another thing that I probably thought about, but I didn't, I guess maybe I expected this, but didn't, there's no way to prepare for this, but I am a 5th grade math teacher, a 2nd grade history teacher, a kindergarten reading teacher, and a nursery worker. And I could name something for 3rd grade, but now I can't even think about another subject. Anyways, I'm all those things at once sometimes. Literally when I'm like teaching this kid. Anyways, that's just something I didn't prepare for, because it's like my brain is just like, okay, where are we at? What subject are we doing? And who am I working with? And, it's just that you can't really prepare for that. So that's kind of not really like a thing I didn't expect. But anyways, I guess I didn't really expect. I didn't think about the future of them getting older. I just was at the time thinking, oh, I have a kindergarten and a pre-K and we're like going to start homeschooling. But once I get into these bigger grades and my daughter's going into middle school next year, like I'm going to be a middle school teacher and a 3-year-old nursery worker all in the same time. The other thing that I didn't expect was the deep, witty conversations that I was going to have with my kids. So my oldest is 11 and I have 9 and 8-year-old, and them specifically, we have some like inside jokes and just deep conversations, and I didn't realize it was going to start this early, but it is one of my favorite things. Also just, inside jokes of like when we go to the grocery store, my son's like, I wonder how many people are going to tell you that you have your hands full today. And like it's always, that car was kind of loud. It always happens every store. And so anyways, it's just like the amount of laughter and like conversations that we have is just so fun, because I remember when they were little and I was at home with them, I was staying home with them, and I would just dream about the day that like we could have full-blown conversations about like deep subjects, about like reading our Bible and then really diving into it and stuff. And so we're in that season now, and it's so much fun, and I know it's only going to get better because they're only going to get older and more witty and more deep and all of that. And so anyways, that's one thing that I really love, and I didn't expect it was going to happen this soon. And then my fifth one is I didn't realize homeschooling my kids was going to heal my inner child. I didn't realize that teaching them was going to just heal this deep part of me that maybe I didn't even realize needed healing. But growing up and in public school, I never was considered like an advanced student or like smart. I was average. I passed, I graduated, all those things, but I never was in the gifted program or anything like that. And so when I hear mom say like, I'm not smart enough to homeschool, I'm like, it's not about being smart enough, because my favorite thing is learning alongside my kids. I had a lot of anxiety growing up as a kid. In middle school, I had some medical things that happened. So I just, I feel like there was a lot of years of schooling that I was not really learning. I was just there and did what I could to get by. But with teaching my kids, it is actually so fun to learn alongside of them. And there's no shame in that. And that's like, no homeschool mom is just brilliant at every single subject. Like, none of us are professors. We're all just willing to dive in with our kids. And so, anyways, that's one thing that I didn't expect and has been so healing for me. And now as an adult, I do think I'm smart. I don't think that I'm smarter than other people. Like, I don't say that in a prideful way, but I think that I'm smart. And I think all of my kids are very smart and they excel at different things, and we're all gifted in different ways, but I am smart. And so it's just cool that school, like teaching them, has really taught me what I'm gifted in and what things that don't come natural to me, but that's okay. Everybody can't be good at everything. So anyways, that's just one thing I did not expect, but I absolutely love. So I just hope this encourages you. If you're thinking about homeschool, you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know everything. It is so fun, and I'm not trying to paint it as like rainbows and butterflies, and maybe I should have added this to my list, but I'm going to add it now just to be really real. I didn't expect, if I'm being honest, I didn't expect my kids to complain about homeschooling or have bad attitudes. I think that I had in my mind that my kids were just going to like love to learn. I think some people think that about my kids, because they'll say, well, I would homeschool, but my kids aren't like your kids. And I'm like, my kids complain every day. Somebody's complaining. I mean, there's 5 of them. So, definitely the 2-year-old, she complains every day, but even the other ones, like that's kids. A lot of times kids don't want to do hard things, and everything I'm teaching them isn't easy. So the hard things, it's hard. I mean, it's hard, and we have to talk about complaining, but I didn't expect that I was going to have so many conversations about having a good attitude and not complaining. So that's a real one. Instead of, I don't want to paint this as like it's just awesome all the time, but there are some really amazing things about homeschooling, but it is real. It is real life, and there are tears, and not just from the 2 year old. There are tears sometimes from me, and it is hard, but there's also so many good things. So, anyways, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.